Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. Today we're looking at two lights, and I've been waiting so long for these lights to come out. The Olight Baton 3 Pro is hands down my most carried light. There's been a lot of cool lights that have come out from Olight over the last 2 years that have took up quite a bit of my pocket time. However, I always go back to the Baton 3 Pro. It's just it's as close to perfection as I think you can get. Until that is, the Baton 4 has been released, or at least the Baton 4 Pro. Now they have released two of these at once, and they've sent them both to me. So we have the Baton 4 Pro, which replaces the Baton 3 Pro, and there is the Baton 4 Ultra, which is very similar to the Baton 4 Pro, but with those ultra specs that you get with Olight's ultra line of lights. I'm gonna have to spoil the whole thing now. If you're thinking of getting one, just get one. These really are awesome. Yeah. Now let's turn the camera around and let's go through why these are definitely worth the upgrade. Now, as far as the unboxing is concerned, I mean, it's fairly simple. But both of these lights, whether it's the Baton 4 Pro or the Baton Ultra, the boxing is fairly typical for Olight. It's got that really nice kind of high-end Apple kind of opening to them. You get the light, you get your instructions, warranty stuff. You also get a charging cable, and you get one of these little L brackets in both of these. So this can stick onto whatever it is that you need to. It's not magnetic. You stick it to something, it adheres to it, and then what you can do is, so let's say you don't carry this on a day-to-day basis, but I don't know, it's always by your back door when you take the dogs for a walk. You can stick this to whatever it is, so that when you come in, you always put it back in the same place. The magnet's reasonably strong, so it'll just hold it there. You could put it in a truck maybe, and then you can kind of hang it this way as well. It's strong enough that it will hold both of those. So here we have both of the lights. Now, just for clarification, the one here on the left hand side, this is the Baton 4 Pro. The one here on the right hand side, this is the Baton Ultra. As far as similarities between them, they're pretty much the same light for all intents and purposes. There are some subtle differences which we will have a look at, but for all intents and purposes, they're pretty much the same light. One is your Pro version, and then one is your Gucci version, which is the Ultra here. The Pro version, this is made from a 16 from a fairly regular aluminium that a lot of these lights are made from, whereas the Ultra is made from Olight's proprietary aluminium. As far as the sizes are concerned, they're pretty much exactly the same. The Baton 4 Pro comes in at 111 millimeters by 23 millimeters. Whereas the Ultra is ever so slightly longer. So if I put these next to each other, this is 111 millimeters, this is 113 millimeters, but the diameter on them is exactly the same as 23 millimeters. Now, the weight wise for both of these, you know, they're pretty much exactly the same. There's very little difference between the two of them. The Baton 4 4 because it's ever so slightly so Baton 4 Pro, because it's ever so slightly shorter, comes in at 114 grams, whereas the Baton 4 Ultra, because it's ever so slightly longer, comes in at 115 grams. 1 gram between the two of them really isn't that kind of noticeable. The Baton 4 Pro comes in several different colours. At the time of filming, there's the green one here. There's also an orange one and a black one. Whereas the Baton Ultra just comes at the time of filming in this really nice kind of green. You'll find with all of the Ultra lights that they are in this kind of colour green, apart from the Arc Pro, which has just released with a black version of it. So if you want the Ultra in a different colour other than this, the Arc Pro Ultra is now in black as well. Now after that, the only other difference is slightly cosmetic. So on the button on the front here, it has a circular button. On the Pro, on the Ultra, it's still, the button itself in the middle is circular, but it has a hexagonal relief around it. As far as the batteries are concerned, I'll put that one down for now, and I'll just keep interchanging between the two of these. So they both open. I keep wanting to open it from the bottom. They both open from the top here. It's the barrel that is removed from the head unit, and they both have an 18650 battery in here. Now I will say, the 18, for me, this is why I truly do believe that these are possibly the best all-round EDC lights, and I'm willing to duel somebody with Nerf guns at 5 paces. I stand by 18650. It's a great size. It's a great capacity. And for EDC, now I'm not military. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not search and rescue. I don't need a super powerful light. So the fact that the maximum output on both of these is 1600 for the Pro and 1800 for the Ultra, that's fine. If I'm being honest though, moon, low, medium and high on both of these are identical. With low it's 15 lumens, on medium it's 120 lumens, and on high it's 600 lumens. High is perfect with both of these, so it's only that kind of that ultra kind of, this is what we can get out of it, turbo mode, that you again see a difference between the two of these. But for all of the other settings, they're identical. Now, one thing that I was alluding to, because I keep wanting to turn this bottom bit here, is the original Baton, or at least the Baton 3, and this is possibly the most carried over light that I have. You'll see that there is a slight difference in length between the two of these, and that's the same with all these. So I'll bring this one back in again. So you'll see that the Baton 3 is ever so slightly smaller. That's because this just uses the magnetic charging port on the bottom. The extra bit. So if I hold that back there again, you've got this extra, say, 6 millimeters here at the bottom. That is a turn switch, so that you can open this up, and there is a USB-C charger in here. Now this is the first for this Baton family, so it means that if you want to charge this, you can charge this with any USB Type-C charger. But it also has the magnetic charging port here on the bottom, exactly the same on this version as well. So if I unscrew this, there's your charging port, and you've also got this on the bottom as well. Olight have started to add both of these dual kind of sources in which you can recharge the lights on all of theirs so far. So when they release the smaller, the Baton 4, it just made common sense, or just, well, for me, that it was added to these. Now this doesn't take anything away from its dust and water ratings. The dust and water rating for both of these is IPX8. The X is for the dust, which they haven't tested. But this is, I mean, it's pretty good here on the bottom, and the 8 is for the water, which is the highest rating that you can get for consumer electronics anyway. So very impressed. Looking into the business end here, there is a TIR lens in there, and then you have the single LED unit that's in there. Operating these is very simple. Now, if you're used to the Olight UI, it's no different. You'll pick one of these up and be able to use it straight away. What they have added to the graphical interface on this is they have added the lights around the outside. Now you probably won't see this, so let's just I'll make a recording of this in the dark. So on one side you can see how much battery that there is left: 100, 75, 50, 25, and then on the opposite side you can see what lumen level you're at, whether you're at low, medium, high, or turbo, which is one of the updates that they've made over the Baton 3. With this one, it was just on or off, and also they had a little light in the middle that showed you what battery was left. So much easier with this. But after that, though, the UI is super simple. When it's off, a long press from off will put it into its moonlight mode, which is 1 lumen. If you want to turn it on when it is off, you can do a simple moonlight mode again there. You can do a simple press, and this will turn it on. If you press it again, it will turn it off. But it will remember whatever level that it was on. So at the moment I'm on low. I can do a long press for medium, a long press for high, and another long press will take it back down to low. Press it again and it will turn it off. When it's on, or even from off as well, you can do a double press. If you have to do it very quickly, and that will put it onto its turbo mode. Now, as I mentioned, low, or at least low, medium, and high are the same for both of these lights. The turbo on the Pro is 1,600 lumens. And with the Ultra, it's 1,800 lumens. Now there is an additional UI on here, which again is different to the Baton 3, and that is now that there is a tail switch on here, which I think is quite a nice little additional feature to this. Although these aren't overtly tactical lights, sometimes just holding this so that it's at head height so that you can use it is just a little bit more ergonomic and easier to be able to do than, you know, holding it like this as you traditionally hold a light. So adding a tactical natured kind of tail switch to these makes sense. Now with the normal UI buttons, you press these, you've got low, medium and high, and you can switch between those. With both of these, if you do a press to put both of these on, it will come on to its high mode, which is your 600 lumens. It's the same for both of these. If you do a double press very quickly, it will then put it on to its turbo mode. So again, if it's a fight or flight kind of moment and you need that extra light, then you can quickly double press these, and you've got either 1,800 or 1,600 lumens to hopefully blind your assailant, and you can give it some legs, or you can blind them and kick them in the balls. Now I did want to show these against some others. So hopefully now, I've brought this in several times. This is the Baton Pro 3. Again, I genuinely love this light. I'm reasonably blessed that I get to test out a lot of lights, and I'm genuinely, yeah, I do this, and it's something that I'm, like I say, happy that I get to test lots of lights. But this is the one that I carry the most. Now there are some other lights. So this is the got a bit of leaf on there. This is the Baton 3 Pro Max. So the Baton 3 Pro Max takes what the Baton 3 Pro does with an 18650, and it puts a 21700 battery into here. Now, hopefully you'll see there's very little difference between the size of these now. The difference is because this has the tail charging end with the USB type C in here, that this brings the Baton 4 Pro close to the length of the Baton 3 Pro Max. The difference is in the girth on this. The 21700 battery in here makes this a bit more of a chunkier beast. Now, this is pure speculation. I don't know if this is coming. However, with the Baton 4 Pro and the Baton Ultra here, I'm pretty sure, or as a guess, that there will be a Baton 4 Pro Max maybe somewhere in the works. I really do like the 18650, but there are people out there that prefer a 21700, so it makes sense. Now the other one that I wanted to bring in, so this is the Warrior Mini, Warrior Mini 2. So I'm going to put that one down mainly. So the size of these are both 18650 batteries, LEDs on the end there. The press buttons in roughly the same place. This also has the tail switch on here for more of a tactical use, and it has a crenellated bevel on there as well. But between the two of these, again, this is the longer of the two new ones. There's very little difference between them, but the functionality between the two of these is now even closer. The only difference is whether you're magnetic charging this, or you have the option to USB Type C. Whereas with the Warrior Mini 2, you don't have that USB Type C on here. But again, and this again, pure speculation. This is just a guess. I'm sure somewhere close there will probably be a Warrior Mini 3 somewhere in the works, where they'll throw some USB Type C on here, and also the UI around the button will be on here as well. So there you go. Let's pick all of these up again. Now we're gonna. I actually filmed I usually film the bits in the dark after I've done this bit. But my daughter and I, Adelheid, we were out the other night. We went to a place close to here called Lud's Church, which is stunning. I haven't seen this footage yet. Hopefully the camera does it justice, but we're taking the Baton 4 Pro and the Baton Ultra to Lud's Church to show you how these work in the dark. If you're enjoying today's content and you'd like to support my channel, the easiest way to do that is hitting that like button and also subscribing. If you choose to subscribe today, I'd like to say thank you and welcome to the community. Now back to today's featured content. Now it is definitely pitch black out here tonight. We're at Lud's Church, and we're going to go through the settings. I do have both lights with me, but at the moment I'm just using the Ultra mainly because this has got the higher lumen at the top. So at the moment we're on the moonlight mode. The moonlight mode is just 1 lumen, so it's pretty difficult to see it with this camera. So I'm going to do a long press, which will take it up to the low mode, and on the low mode this is 15 lumens. So 15 lumens does a very good job. Again, the camera's not doing this any justice, but I can see down on these rocks there are about 1 meter below me, and I can see 5 or 6 meters off into the distance. So for a low mode on 15 lumens, it's fine. Now, if I didn't just mention it, whether it's the Pro or the Ultra, the moon, low, mid and high are all the same output, which is why I'm just using the Ultra at this point. So there we are on low. I'll do a long press. This will take us up to medium, which is 120 lumens. So you can now see a lot of the detail on the rocks here. You can see the water that's kind of moving down there a little bit. Going to come up onto the side of the wall here. I can easily see 7 or 8 meters. I can see the trees overhanging at the top, and I can easily see down both sides of this chasm down to the end there. I hope you can see this. I hope you can see down to the end. But being able to see the sides here, because it is pitch black here, it's very easy to be able to see these. Now with another long press, that goes from medium up into the high mode, and high mode on this is 600 lumens, which again is great. Whether it's the Pro or whether it's the Ultra, it's exactly the same, and you get 600 lumens. Now I can see right down the far end here. Now, as we usually do when we look at hotspots, so there you can see the hotspot. The TIR lens on this does a good job of diffusing that light, but it also does a good job of throwing that light forward. But here on its high mode, on the 600 lumens, there's the hotspot. 45 degrees to the left and back, 45 degrees to the right and back. So you can see the spill around it. It's reasonably defined, but you know, it is what it is. You know, it's a great light of just being able to see where you're going. If you're after something super technical, that you want that kind of crispness, you're not going to get it with this. But don't let that put you off. This is I've said it 1,000 times probably already, but this is a great light. Now when it comes to the turbo mode, I'm just going to press that again. So if you press it again, it'll cycle that back round. Now rather than it going down onto the moonlight mode, which I started off on, when it cycles back round again, the moonlight's kind of classed as a special mode. So it just goes through the normal modes, and the normal modes are low, medium, high, and then it'll circle back round to low. But at any point I can do a double press and it will take it up onto the turbo. So with the Pro, the turbo is 1600 lumens, and with the Ultra it's 1800 lumens. Now actually showing these both in the dark together, there's very little difference between the two. So here is the Ultra. This is your 1600 lumens. You can see the sides, the beautiful green sides of Lud's Church here. Again, beautiful green sides all the way up into the canopy that just comes over the top, down to the end where it turns round so that you can get back out of here. And then if we go up the other way, young Adelheide's up there. She's been adventuring around the top end of Lud's Church. But yeah, so as I mentioned, the difference, especially on camera, between the 1600 of the Pro and the 1800 of the Ultra, it's very difficult to be able to see the difference really between the two. But if you're after more lumens, then your Ultra is your safe. Well, there's a bat that just flew over. That was very cool. Your Ultra is the one that you want if you want the most lumens. But really, the difference between the two, it's kind of negligible. You don't really ultimately see the difference between the two of them. Here we are again, just the sides here of Lud's Church. Absolutely stunning seeing this place in the dark. It's gorgeous, so nice. Now you might be wondering if this is a worthy update from the Baton 3 Pro to the Baton 4 Pro or the Baton 4 Ultra. Yes, 100%. As far as your features as a light is concerned, not a lot has changed. I don't feel that they needed to update the size of the battery or the UI or the LED or the amount of lumens that it's kicking out. That's fine. It's an incremental update. The fact that you can now see directly how much battery you have left, you can see the power that you have on these, I think is a natural evolution, because this interface has appeared on other similar lights within the Olight family. But the fact now that you have tail switches on there, which you can still tail stand, and the addition that if you don't have your magnetic charger with you, that you can charge these with any USB Type C charger. I think this is the step up. It's that quality of life that just those few little bits have added to this. That if you're umming and ahhing, should I pick one up? I certainly would. Now the big question is whether to go for the Baton 4 Pro or the Baton 4 Ultra. The smart money's with the Pro. The additions with this, the extra 200 lumens from 1600 to 1800 on its turbo mode. If I'm being honest, it's very negligible. You don't really notice, even holding them side by side. At that level, you don't really notice the difference. The OAL on here though is really nice, and some of the extra, like the hexagon on there. I'm talking myself into the Ultra now. I think maybe I should take a step back. Whichever one you go for, you're going to get, I think, one of the most perfect everyday pocketable 18650 lights that there is out there. Olight have been perfecting their craft with the Baton from the 1 to the 3 and 4 now, and I can't pick any faults with it. I genuinely can't. Some might say, "Well, I wish I hadn't got a proprietary battery." That may be a fault, but the replacement batteries, I will say from Olight, they're not particularly expensive compared to other manufacturers as well. I'd say they're very reasonably priced. Yeah. Anyway. So there you go. Now Olight have a sale on at the moment. Yes, there is an R in the month. So there is a sale. I'll leave some links below. They're exclusive links, so if you use those, I do get a small kickback, and you do get a discount through using those links as well. So I'll leave those links below. A huge thank you to Olight for sending these my way. I'll leave some of my social media links below so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC, and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical, where we look at more kind of everyday tactical stuff. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. I filmed the in the dark stuff a few days ago, so I haven't actually seen it yet. Although I've seen it through the camera, I truly and genuinely hope that the camera does it justice. Lud's Church is one of the most beautiful and magical places in the Kingdom of the Moorlands. So if you've never seen it before, I hope you enjoyed that footage. Yeah, it's stunning. It's probably about 25 years since I've been there in the dark. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you're good. Hope you'll have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye bye.